Today on the channel, things take a sinister turn with the Hasbro Pulse Disney Store exclusive, Mr. Sinister.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today, via Hasbro Pulse or the Disney Store, we've got the Mr. Sinister X-Men Animated Series Edition. But remember, for all your X-Men figures that aren't Disney Store Hasbro Pulse exclusives, make sure you hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. So we continue on unboxing these VHS throwback figures, absolutely tugging on the heartstrings of Kyle, because as a kid, man, the X-Men Animated Series, I was all in. I was all in on the Toy Biz figures as a little kid. I loved all that kind of stuff. To see this just really hits you in the old nostalgia feels, as is said out there. Just very, very cool idea. And this is, of course, plastic-free packaging. And it's a very interesting concept here, is people all across the internet are up in arms over the plastic-free packaging. And man, I totally get it. I understand it. But I also remember the business reasons, all that kind of stuff, and the laws that are going into place. But it's funny, nobody is complaining about this package, which tells me that if you do it right, the consumer will be okay with it, because everybody loves this packaging and it is plastic free. Now, putting the argument hat on there for that is, I think a lot of people aren't mad about this because this line didn't exist in a different incarnation. This is the way it has always been. This is the way this line started. Where Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, whatever, we have grown accustomed to that packaging, and then they're trying to make a huge change on us, and that's where the issues kind of arise. And that's at least my quick breakdown on that. But speaking of breakdown, we're going to break down this video like we always break down these videos. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So let's take a look at Mr. Sinister. Bright purple packaging. There he is, looking sinister as ever. Looks like a comic book cover. Just absolutely one of the coolest things ever, and I loved him in the animated series. What was his dark secret? What was he really up to? Why was he transfixed with Jean Grey and Cyclops? There were so many mysteries back then. And I remember him in the comic books, but I remember him more in the animated series than the comic books, I guess, during my reading time. Or maybe my memory's just not as good. I don't know. But definitely looks cool in the package. That X-Men in yellow and green looks awesome. On the side, looks like a VHS tape. It's very interesting how the bad guys are faced a different way on the package than the good guys, to really point out the difference. This is also a thicker box than some of the other ones we've unboxed on the channel, so I want to note that. Very cool VHS design of the package on both sides. Then the back, we get the UPCs, warnings, all that kind of stuff down there. And then we get a little blurb, a little glamour shot right there. Let's see what it says about old Mr. Sinister. X-Men Mr. Sinister on the top, of course. The twisted geneticist, Mr. Sinister, seeks to create the perfect mutant life form. His chosen test subjects, Jean Grey and Cyclops. So there you go. And I do keep this packaging on these. Let's see if I can get him out of here. I do keep this. I'm going to display all these guys in front of their package, I think is what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to fold that up like so. And we're off to the races. A nice gentle off to the side. See you later. There it is. Got a little warnings, Spider-Man style. See you later, goodbye. And then we get the cardboard prison here, which is very interesting. Wrapped up in cardboard, of course. Bam, see you later, goodbye. And then we get this kind of parchment paper with him. And we'll just pull him out of that like so. And once again, Spider-Man style. See you later, goodbye. Then we get Mr. Sinister, and that's it. There's no accessories, nothing else to him. Very interesting looking Mr. Sinister, as I try to get him kind of smoothed out a little bit and take a look. Very classic animated style. A lot more brighter blue color than I was remembering this in the glamour shots we saw from Hasbro, of course. I guess we'll start with the head on this one. He does have the cowl of his cape, because you know how it is. We're in cape season. Go to your local Target or Walmart. You'll see 3 cape seasons on the shelf. Mr. Sinister just trying to play along. But very, very good. Interesting shading with the kind of black and red back there. But then he's got all white face paint going on. I assume it's face paint. I always pretended it was face paint, but I think it was part of his genetic experiment I think he did on himself. But he's all white there, big pearly white showing, got the red kind of diamond there, the red eyes with the black, like a young king diamond really is what he looks like, but looks really menacing and scary, of course. Has shoulder gauntlets going on. Once again, the cell shading throughout is very eye-catching here. It's not definitely like we've seen in some of them where you can kind of barely see the cell shading. This is outright in your face, this cell shading, which that's not going to be for everybody here. I know that for a fact. Of course, a lot of this is reuse, and we'll compare him to the other Mr. Sinister here in a second. You do get the ab crunch on him. He does got that same red diamond in his chest. He does have a nice belt. Once again, cell shading. Got a red little thing on his forearm here. He does come with a fist. He's ready to party with that fist, and he's got the nice maniacal hand. I love a good maniacal hand on a crazy bad guy villain like Mr. Sinister. Looks really good. He does have thigh cut, does have double jointed knees, does have the ankle rockers, of course. Bicep cut, double jointed elbows. He does have pins throughout on him here. Then he does have his cape, and the cape is not removable. No, it is not removable. Well, anything is technically removable, but it is not removable. You could cut it out if you really wanted to, but definitely looks good. It is all blue on the back, all black on the inside, a blackish blue on the inside. So no extra tone colors or anything like that. He does stand very well. You don't need a ringside stand for him. He has big feet, big, nice body style to just stand on his own, which looks really good. A fabulous looking Mr. Sinister, but let's go back and look at the Mr. Sinister of a couple of years ago from the traditional Legends wave. Very, very similar, but different. Obviously, it's the exact same body, even down to the exact same hands on this one. It's just the coloring differences are the major differences here. And I gotta be honest, I think I like this color better, but I like the non-cell shading of this one. I just wish this animated series didn't have the animated style shading to it. I guess it's just not for me. It never has been. We've seen it with a few other. We saw that Venom that was a Hasbro PulseCon exclusive. I love that Venom, but the cell shading takes it away from me. And maybe I'm not alone in that. Maybe I am. You guys let me know in the comments. But a good figure. I wouldn't say it's great. I like this one a whole lot, especially when this one came out. I thought this was like the greatest Marvel Legends figure ever, and it just goes to show you it's still a great figure, but things have changed so much over the last few years. We've got so many cool things that I wouldn't say it's my favorite. It's still a good one. It's just not my favorite anymore. This is cool. Is it cool enough to replace this one? Up to you to answer. To me, I'm going to put this one with a different shelf. Going to put this one with all the animated series figures. That's how I justify it for me. As I always say, we all got to justify it in our own collection some way. Of course, I did find my old Toy Biz version. I forgot his cape, though, but you can see that. That was another cool figure back in the day. I really enjoyed this old school Mr. Sinister in the Toy Biz line. This one's beat up. I got a nicer one somewhere. I'll have to dig that one out maybe. But this one was the first one I saw, and that's what I grabbed. But Mr. Sinister throughout the years, I guess. A little family reunion of Mr. Sinister figures. But what are your guys' thoughts on these two? Do you have both? You picking and choosing? You're not getting any of them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts on the plastic-free packaging I talked about at the beginning. Do you agree with what I'm saying there? You picking up what I'm putting down? You guys let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far, you might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description below for a link to the old Patreon where you can get this video and many other videos early. You get bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, and of course the best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson, and you can always hit me up on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Mr. Sinister and sinister people everywhere, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.